Hey guys, Ryan Dossey, and in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through our most recent flip that we purchased. We're gonna talk about how we found it, how we funded it, what the numbers are, and what the plan with it is. Let's dive right in. So we're doing something a little bit different with this and upcoming videos, and that is we're gonna include Noah more. Noah Gilliam is my business partner in Indianapolis, has overseen the purchase, sale, and remodel of hundreds of properties for me at this point. You might not be aware of this, but like all of the deals I post about, I haven't seen. I haven't been in Indianapolis, like actually working in the day-to-day stuff for going on 4 years at this point. So when you see me post like we bought this, we sold this, we made that, it's all remote for me, but Noah's kind of the guy on the ground that makes those happen. So we're gonna start to splice in footage of him walking through like what we're doing with the deal, the ins and outs, the things that like, it's a little hard for me to show you here, my studio in Florida. So on this particular deal, it came through my investor Carrot site. I think they technically just go by Carrot site now. If you're not familiar with them, they're like template websites for real estate investors. I'm a really big fan. I've been a user since like 2014, I believe. I've had well over 2,000 motivated seller leads come through my site. It's literally made me more money than I can count. This particular deal came from SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization, meaning somebody Googled like we buy houses or sell my house fast, and our website popped up on Google. We do have an affiliate link for Carrot if you want to support the channel and the stuff that we do. It's literally just carrot.com/Ryan. One thing I will note, I feel like a lot of guys do that and it's like, hey, just go support the channel. If you go through and do that, flick me an email at ryan@ryandossey.com and I'll give you some insider tips on things you want to change, copy, images you want to swap to really kind of help you stand out from all the other template sites. Now, once the seller filled out the form, that automatically triggers a call to our staff at Call Porter. So one of our reps in the US took the call and just acted like the front desk for our company. Hey, thank you for calling so-and-so. This is X. What can I help you with today? And these are the notes that they got on this particular property. So they've got in here that the basement was unfinished. The person's owned the property for 8 years. Current condition of the property they described as good. They needed to sell the house fast within 30 days. Come on, that's what we all want to hear. Best time to reach back out was anytime. They said it needs new shingles, siding and insulation had been done that year. Water heater the previous year. HVAC had been done in the past 5. They were living there as owner occupied. Was not currently listed with a realtor, had a 1-car attached garage, and they actually booked an appointment on that initial call for our staff to show up and make their offer.
What's up guys, it's Noah. I'm here in our latest flip house. We bought this yesterday. As you can see, the sellers left us some presents as a going away gift. So let's take a quick look around and see what all they left for us. All right guys, so we're in the kitchen. We're gonna spruce this place up quite a bit. We're gonna put in new flooring. We're gonna rip out the countertops. We're gonna rip out all the cabinets. A neat little trick we like to do is if you take a look at this upper cabinet right here, we're gonna make these 42-inch cabinets that go all the way to the ceiling to really open up and make the space look bigger than it really is. And then on this side, we've got a small cabinet here, so we're actually gonna put an 84-inch cabinet that's gonna go floor to almost ceiling to really maximize space as well. When you're working in a super tight quarters kitchen like this, it's really important to maximize the cabinet space you have so you can get the best use out of your kitchen. All right guys, in this room we're gonna replace the carpet. We're gonna run a seamless transition from the kitchen into the living room, into this room. We're gonna do nice gray LVP. We're gonna paint the walls gray. We're gonna paint the trim white. And if you take a look over here, we have the window casings. So we're gonna redo the window casing, make it a nice clean white so it has a nice crisp look to it. All right, so in the bathroom, the sellers already redid it a little bit. We definitely have some work to do to it. You can see that there's a hole in the wall. We're gonna put in like a medicine cabinet type thing. They did nice tile work on the walls and on the floor and the bathtub, but we're really just gonna deep clean it, make it sparkle, make it nice and shiny. So we're here in the garage, as you can see, pretty messy. We're gonna trash this place out, get rid of all the junk, replace a couple of the doors, make those doors usable, so that way the future owner has a nice space to work in.
Now here we are inside of our actual Resimpli account. This is where we work all of our leads out of, see all the back and forth with our staff. This particular lead came in on August 13th. We went to meet with the seller 3 days later on the 16th. We made our offer the following day. We're typically not making offers on the spot unless we feel like there's competition or something. It's just a little bit more laid back, which is kind of our style. After a bit of follow-up and back and forth, we got the property under contract a little over a week later on September 30th, and we bought this place on the 5th of October. Now, initially with this one, our plan had been to wholesale it. We ended up then deciding to just take it down ourselves. So we use what's called the 75% rule on all of our deals. We look at what the property's worth. In this instance, you can see it right over here on the side, $120,000. 75% of that is 90 grand. We then subtract out the cost of repairs, which is 25,000 bucks. We then subtract out another 10K. That's what we're hoping to make if we wholesale it. And that gives us the max that we're willing to pay, which would have been 55,000 bucks. However, because we're flipping it, I technically could have on this one paid up to 65 grand, but I got it for 56. Can't complain about that at all. Most of our private lenders are folks just like you and myself. They're real estate investors themselves. They just have cash sitting and they don't have anywhere to place it. If you've looked at the stock market lately, that hasn't been a great option. So on these, we're typically paying 8% interest plus 1 point. And that is interest only. We typically do a 1-year term, but we're in and out of these things normally in like 4 to 5 months. So on this deal, we got our purchase as well as the rehab cost funded by one of our private lenders. One thing to note, we're still paying holding costs, taxes, utilities, marketing, staff, all of that, as well as any construction overages out of our own pocket. I know people like to say things like, oh, if you use other people's money, it's none of your own cash or anything, but like it does still take some money to get the thing across the finish line. So we bought this particular place for 56,000. We're putting 25 grand into it, meaning all in, not accounting for things like utilities or any overages. We're expecting to be about 81 grand deep on this particular deal. Now we're hoping that we'll be able to sell the place for 120,000. So we always do what we're planning on selling the place by times 0.94. Gives us that kind of 6% buffer for things like selling costs, any overages that come up. So if we have that, that has us at 112,000 bucks minus the 81K we're into it for. We're looking at roughly 32,000 bucks for a relatively minimal rehab. Definitely can't be too upset about that. This is one of those deals that like our purchase and rehab is actually relatively low. I couldn't tell you the last time we did a deal that was like sub 100 grand all in, but realistically, will I spend 80 something to make 30? Yeah, I'll do that all day long. Plus, even if we're worried about the market dipping or dropping, this kind of like lower end first time home buyer stuff, we're into this deal for substantially less than it could be built for. Really don't see that there's a way that we get bit on this particular one. I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with us and watch today's video. If you enjoyed kind of Noah's insights, the on the ground content on these, be sure to drop a comment below. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, talk to you guys next time.